Happy podcasters, this is Vicky Ann De Leon, the voice of Girly V. I always talk about how important it is to create a portal for passive income. That's why I'm super excited to share Anchor with you today. It's everything you need to create a podcast in one place, and it's free. You can record, edit, and add music from the comfort of your phone or computer, and Anchor will distribute your podcast so that it can be heard on Spotify, Apple Podcast, and much more. Podcast your way through the sponsorship program and create your passive income. Download the free Anchor app or go to anchor.fm. That's ANCHOR.FM to get started. Happy podcasting. Hello and welcome to season number 2, episode number 2. Fear is a natural reaction to be afraid of something we believe to be dangerous. Can you imagine the life we could be living right now if we removed fear from the equation? When we encounter fear, it shifts us back into our comfort zone, back into our safe place, and further away from the life we envisioned for ourselves. It dwells deep within us, and because of that, we have programmed ourselves based on the fears that live within us. So why is it that other people are living the life they envisioned, and others are at a standstill? It's because the ones living the life they dreamed of face fears head on. They use their fear for growth. Today is the day that we stand up to our fears and allow faith to take over. There is no room for fear. Fear was our default setting, but in 2021, we have a new software that is ready to be downloaded and installed, and it's called Faith 2021. Today is the day we no longer let fear navigate our lives. Today is the day we kick fear in the face and rise up to the opportunities that are waiting for us. We are resilient, we are strong, and we are favored. We are created in the image and likeness of God. Then God said, "Let them have dominion." You see, fear is temporary, but faith is forever. This is the year of harvest. This is the year we claim all that we work so hard for. This is the year to swim in uncharted waters, the year we claim victory, because fear can no longer live here. When I mention fear, I'm not talking about Halloween or haunted houses. I'm talking about life-challenging fears. Fears that make you run away. Fears that shut you down. Fear is necessary to keep us safe. We look both ways before crossing the street. We put our seatbelts on when we get in our car. Fear is necessary to keep us safe, but the very same thing can keep us from living. There are many resources that are available to help guide us in the direction we are seeking, especially when it comes to making a big decision in our life. You want to lose weight, eat healthier? Consult with a fitness trainer. You want to set better goals in your life and find clarity? Consult with a life coach. You want to save money, invest money? Consult with a financial advisor. You want to buy a house? Consult with a realtor. Number 1, knowledge is power. That's one step in overcoming your fears. Number 2, creating your blueprint. Step by step and every day implement one at a time. Don't move on to the next one until you completed your first step. Be patient with yourself and take in the possibilities as you grow into the life you dreamed of. I want to share one of the fears I experienced in 2019. I got a text from my editor, Cindy, and she was ranting and raving about my book. I could feel her excitement through her text messages. She had so many questions and was halfway through editing my book and was so excited to share her editor's comments with me. When I gave in to her text and decided to call her, she was like, "Your writing is raw and powerful." I had to cut her off and review the email I sent her. I was terrified when I realized I sent her my journal that I kept while behaving badly. I immediately told her I sent her the wrong file and that I needed her to stop editing and move on to the book I originally intended to send her. But she wouldn't take no for an answer. Right at that moment, fear took over me, paralyzing me from making a decision. I literally avoided Cindy for weeks. I did not want to face my fear. Fear was consuming me daily, and it left me feeling hopeless. I knew I couldn't do this alone, so I consulted with a spiritual life coach and faced my fears head on. The main question that kept resurfacing during my session was, what do you fear? I had to think about that. I didn't have an answer, so I walked away that day and decided my goal was to figure out what my fears were. When it was time to visit my life coach, I was ready to answer his question. My fear was starting over. My fear was a failed marriage, and my fear was closure. My fear was to speak my truth. You have no idea how liberating I felt after I confronted my fears. John said, "Well, Vicky, it looks like you already experienced those things you feared the most." And he was right. I was starting over. I experienced a failed marriage, and I was seeking closure, and the file I had sent Cindy was my truth. I'm so glad I didn't let my fears of publishing my book hinder my growth. Sometimes the feelings we get about fear already happen to us. We are just holding on to the feeling for whatever reason. So today, give yourself the permission to cast your fears away. I want to say a special hello and a big thank you for sponsoring me on Anchor. Well, thank you guys. I had so much fun and I hope you learned a lot from this episode. I love sharing all the exciting things that are going on in my life. Stay tuned because my next episode will be January 21st, 2021 at 1 p.m. Happy podcasting!